Evo Fury Tatsurion! Misprint cards! Hey guys, it's TKC here at TheKaijudoChannel with this week's Kaijudo news. Today is October 11, 2012, and boy is this another crazy week, guys. We have finally gotten the very first preview card from Evo Fury. Disregarding the Tornado Generator deck, we actually have the first super rare previewed from Evo Fury, and that card is Evo Fury Tatsurion. Okay, this card, I don't even know what to say. I'm speechless. This card is crazy. Let's go over the stats right now, alright? It's a level 7 Armor Dragon Beastkin. You know, like all the Tatsurions, Armor Dragon Beastkin. It's the usual stuff. It's an evolution card, of course. You know how that works. You put it on top of a creature with whatever condition it says on the card, and bam, and it has fast attack. It has no summoning sickness. You can attack the turn you play it. Alright, so you put this on an Armor Dragon. So this is not on a Beastkin, it's not on a Tatsurion card, it's just on an Armor Dragon. So the first effect that it has is it has Triple Breaker. That's right, this is the very first Triple Breaker in the game, meaning this card breaks 3 shields when it attacks, which is pretty dang good. And if you thought that was the end of it, wait till you see its other effect. Dragon Wings. So when this creature enters the battle zone, target enemy creature can't attack or block until the start of your next turn. What? Okay, so let's look at this closely here. First of all, you know how Light has tapping abilities? Well, you can use those to tap a creature, but then it untaps on their start of the turn and they can do whatever they want with it. I mean, sure, this card does not tap a creature, but you literally take a creature on the field and just say, you cannot do anything until it's back to my turn. So you could play this card, you can target a blocker for instance, and it can't block, and then you are hitting 3 shields, considering that's their only blocker, of course. I just don't know what to think about this card. I don't want to say this is a mistake. I actually think it's not as bad as what we've seen in the past. I mean, Bombazar, but, I mean, Evo Fury Tatsurion is ridiculous. Like, think Bajula, Uber Dragon Bajula from the original game. Get rid of the mana burning effect, and then replace it with this kind of like, this creature is frozen for a turn effect. And, to be honest, I mean, I think they're kind of equal in abilities, because mana burning is actually quite decent, believe it or not. See, mana burning in the original game, you know, was pretty decent, but imagine mana burn in this game. It would be ridiculous because of the whole mana bending thing. Mana burn is definitely a lot more detrimental in this game than it is in the original game. That's why I'm thinking they got rid of that effect off of Bajula and then replaced it with this awesome freeze ability, which, I mean, it doesn't really make sense on a fire creature if you ask me. I've seen discussions of this card online, and I've seen people talking about how Magic has a similar ability right now in their newest set actually, and it's called Detain. And Detain is where you get to choose an enemy creature, and then that creature literally can't use abilities or can't attack or block until the start of your turn. Just like this card, except this card, you know, it's only attack or block. See, the ability Detain is only on white creatures and blue creatures, which is the Azorius Guild. And, I mean, it kind of works in this game as well. Yami Michael brought an interesting point on the Facebook group where in Duel Masters, in original Duel Masters, the only cards that did something similar to this were either water or light or water light. And guess what? That's the same colors as the ones in Magic, blue or white. But now it's on a fire creature, and a really big fire creature that can triple break, and is pretty easy to play considering there are a lot of turn 5 and turn 6 dragons. You know, you got Hyperspeed Dragon already, and then you got Chainlash Tatsurion, you got Bolgash, you got the regular Tatsurion. You have tons of targets for this card. This card is a powerhouse, value city, whatever you want to call it. It is ridiculous. Really can't wait to play this card, and this card is literally the reason, like, this is nailing to the ground that I am going to be getting a case of Evo Fury. I'm going to be splitting it with a friend, you know. We're going to be splitting so we save money, but we're going to be getting a case because it's only a 60 card set, and for that reason we'll probably be able to get at least a playset of everything, or if we're not lucky we might miss out on one super rare or something. We'll only have 2 or something like that. So we have pretty good odds on getting a playset of everything, and for that we'd be able to make really crazy deck profiles, and at the same time, share the cards. Like if whatever cards he needs, I pass them over to him or whatever. But with this big card pool, we'll be able to make awesome deck profiles and probably some really cool duels as well. So, oh man, I really can't wait to play this. This is going to be crazy, guys. So on to other news. We have this article that's very similar to the Kaijudo pyramid thing that we saw not too long ago. This one is the Kaiju Cube. So this article is pretty much explaining how many spells you should have in your deck. Okay, so once again, this is an approximation. This is only like a beginner's kind of tip, but I'm just going to get it out there just for you guys to see it and think about it or whatever. Once again, I don't particularly agree with it, but for beginners and stuff, it works out just fine. Basically, the Kaijudo Cube is like this. You have 4 rows. 3 rows are for your creatures, and 1 row is for your spells. Basically, you should have around a quarter of your deck as spells, or something like that. And then at least more than half of those should be shield blasts. Okay, now, I mean, that's pretty good, I guess, but it really depends on the deck once again. But this goes into like more deeper strategies and stuff like that, like control and all that. Like control is not going to get away with just playing 10 spells. That's not going to happen. Let's just admit it right there. It needs at least 15, and I'd probably play at least 18 to 20, depending on the deck size anyways. If it's a 40 card deck just like that, maybe like more in the 15 to 18 range. But if I'm playing a bigger deck that's say closer to 45, 50, then it's going to need at least 20 spells to function. So yeah, this is very dependent on what deck you're playing, but for just a beginner who just wants to put together a deck and play, this is a very good guideline for them, once again. Now, a very interesting post on Twitter caught my eye here, and it's Earth Power. Yes, you all know him, you all love him, Earth Power. I just stole his saying there. Why did I do that? Anyways, you know who he is. He tweeted a picture of, I want to say it was a Seer Serpent or an Earth the Overlord. I don't remember what it was. I think it was an Earth the Overlord that had a misprinted like rarity on the sides. On some very rares, the stars are kind of like printed wrong or something. They look more like triangles. Let me just give you an example. Alright guys, here is a demonstration of the kind of rarity misprint on the very rares and base set. So I'm going to show you King Nautilus first. This is King Nautilus from Battle Decks. As you can see right there, the stars are like perfect. You can see them crystal clear. Without a doubt, you can see that the stars are perfectly printed. Now we're going to go to Razorkinder Puppet and show you the same thing, and it will be completely different. As you can see on Razorkinder Puppet, the stars, like if you look far away kinda, they actually look more like triangles than stars, to be honest. Like the left and right side of the star, like let's say if you turn it this way. The left and right side of the stars are kind of like faded. Like you can't even see them. Like so from far they just look like triangles really. And then you look at King Nautilus and it's like, well, the stars are completely visible. So that's pretty interesting how, I guess they kind of slightly messed up the printing of the very rare rarities in base set anyways. I don't know, it's pretty neat. I really didn't notice that. It's kind of hard to tell, really, but when you compare it to a previous very rare from another set, it's like really, really obvious. Cool stuff, Earth Power. Thanks for showing us that. And lastly, if you want an interesting read about how Kaijudo is being marketed and stuff, we have this guy by the name of Greg Leeds talking about the launch of Kaijudo and how it's going and stuff, and pretty much his opinions or how he's wanting to see Kaijudo being marketed. And it's a very interesting read. He mentions actually stuff about getting Kaijudo out internationally, so all you international fans who are not in North America, be happy. I mean, it's already confirmed that it's going to be out in all these other countries, but this article just kind of solidifies that. It pretty much says that it's going to be everywhere but Japan because Duel Masters is still going really strong in Japan, and they're not going to change that at all. So in Japan, it's doing really well, and they want to get Duel Masters in the form of Kaijudo out to all these other countries so that everyone can enjoy this awesome game that they love. So I really can't wait for the day they do that. It's going to make me really happy. Even though I already have Kaijudo cards and all the North Americans already have Kaijudo cards, it will really make me happy to see that everyone will be able to play this game. That's going to be really, really cool stuff. And hopefully from then on, they sort of get some sort of world championships going on. I really can't wait for that. I know I'm going way ahead of myself here, but that would be really, really cool. So I really can't wait for organized play in general and for this game to get out there. Another great Kaijudo news, Evo Fury Tatsurion. Bah! As for the set review videos, I thought I'd be able to get them up every day, but obviously I cannot do that with the busy work schedule that I have. So those are going to be limited to one per week. I want it to be every Friday, but I'm not sure if I will be able to do that. We'll just have to see how it goes. Maybe I'll put the set review up tomorrow and get the deck profile up Saturday. So that's what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be putting the water civilization for the base set review, and then I'm going to be doing the deck profile the day after, and maybe throwing a pack opening in there or something. While I go to, not Kaijudo League, but I go to A Store and play Kaijudo with the same guy I dueled in the Hyperspeed Mirror match, as well as probably Rio Felix again. You know, we're going to get the same people, and there's going to be a lot of people at that store. We're going to be at a different store this time, and there's going to be at least 30 people playing Yu-Gi-Oh! And hopefully, with us playing Kaijudo there, they will kind of, you know, get interested and then teach them about it, and maybe we'll get more players that way. It seems like a really good idea to me. Anyways, guys, that's all for now. This is TKC signing off. See you later, guys.